The World Cycling Championships were brought to you by Isostar.
The track then, Glenn McLeay from New Zealand on the far side of the track, Ryszard Dawidowicz, and this lad here comes from Invercargill, New Zealand, the familiar black and white colours. Member of the 4,000 metre Commonwealth Games team pursuit team that took first place in 1990 is McLeay. And there he goes, switching to individual pursuiting now. Been around for some time now, rode the World Championship in '89, the points race, and in the World Pursuit in '89 when he finished 16th. So McLeay is certainly an experienced rider, comes from the far side of the world. So he's had two summers knotted together at the moment. Have you been over to New Zealand, Russell? You seem to be everywhere as well, I'm concerned.
No, I haven't actually been to New Zealand, but hopefully I'll get an invitation to go over there and race.
Well, don't say anything naughty about the New Zealand rider. Gary Anderson is a better known pursuiter last year in the Olympic Games, finishing in fourth place in the qualifying rounds, and went on to finish in third spot and take the bronze medal, because that was one from each nation riding then, and had to battle his way into that one. Whilst this lad was one of their team pursuit riders, McLeay in the familiar black and white colours of New Zealand. (1:11.110), and now you've got to be really in this 1:10 or under if you're going to do a cracking ride. So he's a couple of seconds off the pace at the moment. I'm just intrigued on this new system, though, Russell, as to whether some of the coaches have begun to work out the sort of cut-off points and letting the lads ride, knowing they're going to come back through the extra rounds, and saying, don't bust your gut, stay in there, because we know you're not going to get one of the top 4 times, so this is your time target to work for, which will get you a draw like this. They've actually sort of calculated the thing, so the good lads still know that if they keep something in reserve on this particular time section now, they've got something to come back with later on when they're then moving into going into the next round properly.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is the first year that the amateurs and pros have rode together at the World Championships, and they've got all these new rulings, and it's so confusing. I mean, in years gone by, it just used to be there's the top 16 riders, and the fastest rider goes against the 16th, fastest, and the second guy goes against the 15th. But all these new rules now, I think it's totally confusing. But in the end, the best rider comes through. And hopefully it's going to be someone from
red, white and blue, yes.
That's right.
That'll be our French friends will think that means them as well. And of course the Dutch. The Dutch are wearing orange, aren't they? So it's the national championship wears red, white and blue.
As a co-commentator, I'm allowed to be biased, I think.
Yes, you can be. Well, this is a close one, .035. Just the New Zealander edging away at the moment. And
this is still very close here. The New Zealander can't afford to ease up here.
Just drifting back a bit at the moment. Let's see what it's going to be in this one. He's put a bit of pressure on. I think the few words in his ears from the coach seem to be working in his favour for McLeay. Yep, that's certainly now, looks no doubt about it that he's got the edge on this one. So the fastest time to date, 4:32.215 for Kravchenko, who was one of the early starters and surprised a lot of people with his quick turn of speed. So that's the best one we've got at the moment. And then Sundstrud a 34.362. Tremaine did a good ride at 36.712. Well, let's go and see if anybody's going to get inside that 4:30, which is quite possible, of course, because we've got Ermino. 4:23 is his record. 4:36.101, so that's put him into third place. Nice, useful, well-timed ride that I thought. Well-timed ride indeed. And the Polish rider just 38.284 at the moment in 5th place. So pretty close then, and we're getting some nice fast times coming up. That's the way it should be, because we've got the big men coming up. Just another 1-2 heats before we see Obree on the track. Who specialise in placing professional accountants into positions for short-term employment and also helping with the accountancy problems of any company. So it's rather interesting. Somebody from way outside the cycle industry has come in to help Graeme. They certainly helped him in his hour record attempt, and I know he'd be the first to appreciate the financial support that's been given, because Graeme is not one of those chaps that has a bag of gold to work from. He's a very hard-working chap indeed, and quite an unusual character, complete, you say, with his marmalade sandwiches.
Well, marmalade sandwich, of course, he's got that bicycle washing machine bits, but he's also got a sponsor through Specialised Equipment, so that's got to help him with. I don't know if they do washing machine bits, though.
No, they don't. They do very decent wheels and lots of other things to go with it as well. So that will be the one after this one here, and Obree holding that world record for just a short 6 days. Will be coming back on the track, and I'm sure that a lot of the audience here are just going to really raise the roof when he comes through, because that performance that he did was absolutely amazing, and the Norwegians really took to it. There we go. Karśnicki and Garrido.
Looks like Garrido had a bit of trouble starting there. He's a bit hesitant there. He goes around the first bank in here. I'm not too sure if I'm keen on that green handlebar tape he's got on his tri-bars either.
So settling down now. Just 0.23 minutes. It's a bit bright, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, the green handlebar tape's on the Polish rider's bicycle.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought it might be a bit dark up here in Norway, so...
They are indoors, you see. It does get dark, or light, the case, but a bit light, isn't it? The further north you go, there's longer, in the summer, much longer days, and in the winter, of course, much shorter days. Here we go, 1,000 metres, what they've done at 1:12, so that's reasonable at the moment. But of course, we've seen that before. 1 or 2 riders have gone around a bit on the 1:12 mark and pulled a bit more out towards the end, but I'm still looking for somebody to dive inside that 1:10, which has got to be for the top 4 men at least, I'd have thought. So hold your breath for the next one coming up, and let's see what's going to happen then. Karśnicki of Poland in the Olympics, he finished 11th in the pursuit qualifying times with a time of 4:39.836. Went through the first kilometre in 1:11.240, so he's travelling slower on what is a faster track at the moment.
Remember, all the time these two riders have got their coaches just on the inside of the track, just giving them a little bit of information, tell them to lift it. You're on time, you're down, and that's what you don't want to hear. I'm down. That means I'm down on the schedule, down on the other rider.
Well, Karśnicki got beaten by Obree in the Group B and didn't make it into the semi-finals, and finished overall in his time in was it 13th place, Robert Karśnicki.
So they go through half distance, 2,000 metres. So the Pole, Karśnicki, is just slightly up, keeps putting his head down, maybe for aerodynamics. Every time I see him put his head down, it reminds me of Greg LeMond, when he won that famous time trial, he just head down an awful lot.
He did, yes. Up and then down, up and then down. That was the first sight we have of tri-bars. That was in coming into Paris in the Tour when he beat Fignon by those 8 seconds. So I always think when I walk down the Champs-Élysées, they ought to put a plaque there, I suppose they wouldn't like, which says this is the point that Fignon lost the Tour, because 8 seconds, you know, it's like 120 metres, I suppose, or thereabouts at racing speed, or whatever the case may be. So it was, you can almost see it from where the finish line was, where he lost it. Well, the Polish riders in the past have had one very good pursuit in the professional ranks, Lech Piasecki, who won the Professional Pursuit Championship at Ghent way back in 1988.
He beat Tony Doyle there, didn't he, in the final?
Piasecki did beat Tony Doyle, and just before Denmark was in third spot. Yep. So Karśnicki nice and comfortably up at the moment, then nearly 2.5 seconds up on Garrido. Who seems to be coming back just slightly. Oh, not far to go for these two, and there we are, the bell lap it is now. And in fact, Garrido is coming back at Karśnicki.
I'm just wondering if he's left it a bit too late now on this 250-metre track.
Here he comes, and Karśnicki 4:38.37. He's in 8th place at the moment, so and Garrido 39.531. Well, that was slightly faster than his performance at Olympic Games. The man we're watching now, about a full second faster as far as he is concerned, but only being watching about 8th place overall at the moment. Still then, the best ride we had is from Kravchenko, the Kazakhstan rider, 4:32.215. Sandström of Denmark in 2nd place at 4:34.362, and then Nielsen in 3rd place, 4:34.461. We wait with bated breath then for the next man to get on his bike and
training, and here we go.
Obree having to wind up that big gear, maybe down on the first half lap. The first time check we're going to look for will be after 1,000 metres. Can we get anybody inside 1:10? What will Obree do then as he's riding against Simonenko and against the watch? And here he is at that unusual tuck position that carried him into the hour record on this track, and already 1.294 seconds down as far as Obree is concerned. That is no surprise. He has to get the big gear going, he has to get his position, and here he is in full flight. Look at that.
This is just amazing. What a great ride here by Graeme.
And
the flat line.
And there goes the bell lap, and it only takes something like about 10 or 11 seconds to go. We could find him getting inside the world record of 4:23.562. Can Obree hang on in there in this final half lap? He's really coming down there. This is going to be a great ride for Graeme Obree on the line. 4:24.321.